Hey everyone, I hope you're all having a fantastic day on this delightful Saturday. Well, it is delightful here in Scotland. For some reason we've got a sunny day. I've been out, I've had a run, I had a good night's sleep, and I'm feeling perky. Now, this is what I reviewed yesterday. This was the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, or SNES, Nintendo Classic Mini. This is called the SNES Classic Edition, or SNES Mini Classic Edition around the world. So depending on what region you're in, it could be called that. It's pretty fantastic and I love it. I really do love it. Not a bad game in there. It's a really good setup and I'm really pleased with it. You can see here on my YouTube channel that I did an unboxing yesterday and then I did a first play. And the first play was basically just a live stream with my phone because I was feeling lazy. And I just went through and showed me playing the games, etc. In that part of the video, I did talk about the fact that I think there's a big market for these things. I think there's a really big market. And you know, I talked about how Sega hasn't, you know, really dipped into this yet. There's a lot of fake ones, but they've not done an official system yet for it. But there does seem to be other companies that are picking it up. Commodore, I don't know if they even exist and you know, if they're the same company as they once were. I don't think they are. But someone is bringing back the Commodore 64. This is it, the 64 Mini. Now, on my channel, I've spoke about the fact that I grew up with the NES and things like that, and the Atari, but what you may not know is the NES actually didn't really reach the UK until, you know, it may have been released in 86, 87, but I didn't even see it in any shops until like 1990. So it was quite late to the UK in that respect because only about a year or so later, the Super NES was out. So during my childhood, although I still consider NES a system of my childhood was the Atari, and it was a Commodore 16 and then a Commodore 64. So this is another system that I'm really, really keen on getting. It looks great. They've really recreated what the system was like with the color scheme, the full keyboard. Looks like two USB ports at the side there. So it's there. 1982. System came out with 64K RAM. Fast forward 35 years. So it's going to have HDMI in it, a classic style joystick. I would agree that's a classic style joystick. It looks very good. Okay, pixel filter options, sharp, CRT, scanline, emulation. We saw that in the SNES Classic yesterday where you can have it in a 4:3 ratio and then put a kind of fake TV screen around it like the scanlines as if you're playing a classic system. And then you've got two USB ports for the joysticks. And you can see all the games here. Now, if you're a younger person, you won't remember all of these. I mean, there's a lot of games here I don't remember as well, but there's a lot of games I do. California Games, obviously, that was cross-platform. Monty on the Run was popular. Try to see which other ones I know here. Impossible Mission. I see Epics. They did a lot of games for the Commodore. You can see them down there. Pit Stop 2. There's a lot of classic games not even here. I'm sure there's another page that shows you what's in it. So on this is actually not coming out till next year. So you get the Mini, you get a joystick, you get one HDMI cable, and you get the manual. I don't know if it's powered through a plug or USB. I'm not sure. And it's loading very slowly just now. As I said though, that this is definitely one of my favourite systems growing up, despite the fact that it took an age to load games. You know, there was some games I actually had to, you know, play the games and then you load the games up, and then you go and get your dinner or something, you come back and it was still loading. I'm talking 25, 30 minutes for games to load. So here we go. It was popular through the 80s. 35 years later it's back. HDMI port. Speedball 2. Classic game there. I always associated that more with the Mega Drive because my friends had it for the Mega Drive. Okay, it doesn't really tell you much more there. Games. Full instructions and images coming soon. That's disappointing. I don't know what's wrong with the website now. The website just died. There was another page where it told you more information about it. Okay, and on the About page, it does say that it will hit the shops early 2018. Suggested retail price, £69.99, $69.99, or €79.99. I think that's a decent price. And, you know, it looks like they're going to try and add the old manuals. Oh, we've got the game list now. So, I think this is just the same games that were showed in the homepage. These must be all the ones that were noted. Talked about Speedball 2, but I can't see that. impossible mission, eh? No copyright there. Left fire, right fire. That's quite cool. It shows you how to play it. All the different buttons. Screenshots for the game. What a rip-off that is. Oh, I've played that game. I have played that. Yeah, I remember that. You had to use puzzles. You had to go to the control room. Yeah. I always just thought it was called Mission Impossible. I don't know why. Someone's warped my childhood. There's a lot of games here. I like how they've got all these the games listed and the controls and the features and things like that. So I'll leave a link to this page and you can explore it yourself and see what it's like. This is something I like to see. You know, the Commodore 64, despite it having a lot of shortcomings, it was very, very popular. One of the things I didn't like about it was the fact that I was one of the only people that had it, and most of my friends had Spectrums and Amstrads, and you know what it's like when you're a kid, you want to share games and have the games that your friends had, but later on, more friends got it, and it was, you know, I always loved it. Looks good, and hopefully this will come to fruition next year, and I can show you it all. But check out anyway, I think this looks good. I think they've stayed true to what the Commodore 64 looked like, felt like. The joystick that they're putting in with it looks pretty good as well. It's a classic controller, something you'd be playing Sensi Soccer with on the Amiga or something like that. The kind of, you know, this is the old joysticks that we all kind of use with the Commodore. Creatures, that I do remember. Creatures was a classic game. I know I'm going off for a tangent here, but I keep saying classic games. Creatures, where are you? There we go. Creatures had really good graphics for the time. And I know that doesn't seem like it now, but I remember everyone talked about having really good graphics. I remember getting this out the library, you rented it, and it always showed you Amiga graphics or something in the back rather than the Commodore. Right guys, I'll leave a link to this, but please do leave a comment. If you're an old guy like me, you probably do remember the Commodore 64, and you've probably got a lot of nostalgic feelings for it, so I'm sure there's a lot of you out there who would like to get this. Check it out anyway. Let me know what you think about it below. Let me know if you think this looks good or just they're just trying to steal more money from us. Personally, I would probably hand over money for this. I know you can get the original Commodore 64 probably for buttons, but I like the way this is put together. And the key thing here is hopefully someone, you know, hopefully there's an option to add your own games, you know, and, you know, perhaps upload your own games through USB into the hard drive or something like that. There has to be something like that, and hopefully it's not just limited to the games that are packed into the, you know, the console. So thanks for watching guys. Leave a comment. I'll speak to you all soon. Cheers.